Good day, Buff. I'm Alex Sabat, and you're watching BNN. On today's episode, you shall experience the Christmas spirit around St. John de Brebeuf. Our clubs are going full out this year. Christmas is celebrated all around the world, and this year the Multicultural Society wants to make sure you know it. At SJB, the Multicultural Society will be promoting fun facts about other cultures celebrating Christmas. They will also be doing prayers in different languages and posting posters that teach students how to say Merry Christmas in different languages. This is sure to keep Christmas spirit going. By the end of the month, they will make sure to have covered over 10 different cultures. Kimberly McIntyre, a member of the Multicultural Society, tells BNN the importance of Christmas around the world.
We're trying to learn about different cultures to help us better understand how to celebrate ours. We're hoping to enhance different cultures here at Brebeuf.
Well, there you have it. This year, try some different Christmas traditions and enhance your own culture. Now we'll be back after this.
Student lates at Brebeuf. Will they ever change? Micromayor here at Brebeuf, where student lates have been a big issue since the school first opened. We interview students here at Brebeuf to ask them, why are you late? And some of them have pretty good reasons, and some of them don't. But a lot of these students are the students that come here 20 seconds late and have to wait 20 minutes just to get a late slip, while other students are 20 minutes late have to wait the same amount of time. But is that really fair? We'll see what these students have to say.
Ever since me and my family moved down to King City, it's been tough getting to Brebeuf every morning, we live very far, and as I come late every day, as a result I get in trouble steadily, and it's not my fault, it's just the distance to travel is just too much. I feel that I'm getting picked on for this.
My only way of transportation is by my parents, and they run on a tight schedule, which usually results in me being late. It's not fair for my parents and I to be penalized for this.
Rules have been laid down, and these principles will be much more strict. Coming in late exactly doesn't look good on you either. But should you actually suffer the same fate as the students who actually come in 20 minutes late, and should you have to wait 20 minutes to get a late slip from the late desk? This is Mike Romero from BNN signing out.
Welcome back. Arts Fest has been a well-built yearly tradition at Brebeuf, and this year is sure not to disappoint. Arts Fest consists of a night with music, visual arts, and dramatic presentations. It's truly a day of expression. However, this great night takes weeks in planning, and this year our BNN correspondent, Abigail Lomboy, shows us the behind-the-scenes preparation of Arts Fest.
The air gets colder and snow starts to fall. The familiar scents of pine and gingerbread start to fill the air. Jolly tunes start to play on the radio and the holiday feeling starts to fill your gut. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year again. It's December and it's going to be as hectic as ever. As all the years have gone by, there's a lot of stuff that happened during this time. One still special that many have been awaiting for is this Winter Arts Fest. On December 8th, we're going to have our new theme of Cirque de Noël, and otherwise known as the Christmas Circus, and it's going to be really exciting. Many are a part of this event, and they're working really hard, and we have Michael and Brandon here who are going to tell us more about this event.
Okay, so Arts Fest is on December the 8th. It's at 7 o'clock, and it's going to be held here in the CAF, so pretty much we're just celebrating all the arts such as visual arts, drama, singing, all that stuff. Like 6:30 is a pre-show for the visual arts. And yeah, we're just celebrating all the art. And for example, us, this includes dancing. We have our crew in the back. Our crew in the back. And we're going to be performing there. So if you guys want to come check us out or just come check out Arts Fest, $5 for adults, $3 for students. And yeah, just come check us out. Have fun.
Many within the arts department are involved with such an exciting festival. Every year they present galleries of art, skits, shows, songs, instrumentals, and many more. We asked Ms. Shidaro, head of the arts department, how she believes this year will be different and how everything is coming forth.
This year's Arts Fest is happening next Thursday in the evening. There's, as usual, we always are going to have an art exhibit that happens at the very beginning, 6:30, and then 7 o'clock is when the actual performances occur. Some of the changes this year, well, our theme is Cirque du Noël, so it's kind of exciting. It's a bit of a circus theme, but of course Christmas is sort of the focus. There's going to be music from Miss Sharp's classes. We're going to have choir as well, singing. Some presentations by the drama students as well. Again, we're going to have art everywhere. I'm really excited this year. For the first time, we're going to have a dance crew that are going to sort of be our grand finale, and they're looking amazing. It's something new. What else is different about this year? Also, we are working on a big project that involves big metal sculptures of fish. So we're going to feature those fish that will eventually end up in the hallway over here, this main hallway here. We're going to have almost like a big school of fish in the middle of our school. So it's kind of connecting our school and the school of fish and the pool, and we're making this sort of connection to all those things. I think it's going to look really great, like a huge chandelier. And but when you look closer, it's actually very organic and alive. Everything's coming about. We've got a lot of different people working on it. So we've got the drama teachers working with their drama students and the MCs. We've got the music people you can hear in the background who are getting ready for the Christmas songs. The art people are setting up their artwork, and then Arts Council plays a major role in that. They put everything together, they put up the artwork, we have everything prepared. We're also getting help from the tech crew, and we get help from a lot of people along the way, so it makes it a lot easier, but it is a lot of complicated things as well.
Excited as we are, participants only have a limited amount of time for practices and rehearsals before the real thing. I'm sure it will be as creative and extraordinary as the ones in the past. To all those participating, I wish you the best of luck, and I can't wait to be there. This is Abigail Lomboy, and you're watching BNN. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Abigail. In other news, student government is not, I repeat, not doing the annual Chump City Gift fundraiser. Rather, this year they'll be having a non-perishable food item drive, which will be known as Raise the Heat. The reason for this name is that student government will be posting updates of how much we have collected through the thermometer at the front. Student government has proposed several incentives for a school to perform to its fullest. For example, if they reach the goal of 4,000 food items, which is approximately 3 items per student, Rebuff will be giving a Civics Day, and Mr. Villani will wear a wig. We stopped and asked Maria Poma, Vice President of Student Government, the reason for the change of fundraiser.
Well, Holiday Heroes is put together by York Regional Police, so it's a lot easier to donate to them because they're a lot closer by, and we are also helping people in our community, so we are supporting that. Let's raise the heat, Brebuff.
Well, it seems this change will be a positive one after all. Now we'll be back after this rant on procrastinating for post-secondary applications.
So it's like this. College and university is approaching faster than you think. Many of you may say, oh, it doesn't matter, I have time. But then, when it's just 2 steps away from approaching, you'll be surprised. Surprised that you don't know what program to go to, or what school you want to study in. Ask yourself, is it time to loaf and be lazy when it comes to applying for college and university? Personally, I think you're doing something wrong if you don't apply with time and knowledge of the school. Nowadays, students don't see the importance of applying to university on time and keeping up with their grades. Some students don't even go to presentations in our school that college and university had in our school. A good way to get in our school you're gonna like is to go visit it. Go to an open house on a university you're looking forward to. And don't just look at one school, have more than one option. Now think for a second and tell me, do you know your goal? What do you want to be when you grow up? Many students get to grade 12 without knowing what they want to achieve in their life. And when this year is done, they end up thinking and trying to find out what they want to do in the future. And by then, it's just too late. I give a round of applause to those students that take their time to get the information of their school and that took the time to go to the open campus. Those types of students, you may say, are the ones ahead of everybody. They already know what college and university they want to go to and what their goal is. College and university is a big deal in your life. What are you planning on doing? Regardless if you apply late, don't loaf in university because that will hurt you. And if you're in grade 9, 10, 11, or 12, make sure that you know what would you like to be in the future.
Welcome back. Now, Dare to Care has always been an essential club at Rebuff. They make sure our school is green and clean. This year, however, they are fundraising for green enhancements at our school through recyclable pens and reusable canteens, both at great prices. They will continue to pursue a grant to further reach their goal of a green school. Ms. Chappins, teacher moderator of the Dare to Care committee, tells BNN about their future goals.
We're going to be reapplying for eco schools. A couple years ago we received bronze, and this year we want either silver or gold. We want to get the whole Bray Buff community to go green and to conserve energy within the school. We also sell our own canteens, do Dare to Care, and we're also selling our own environmental recyclable pens. And some of the proceeds will be going to the WWF organization to help save the polar bears' homes. And in February, we'll also be having a sweater day, and also some of the proceeds will be going to help the polar bears' homes. Bray Buff, do Dare to Care.
Still doing their weekly activities of recycling and reducing waste, with their commitment, we are sure to become a full eco school in no time. Sports have always been a big thing at Rebuff. It's where our pride as Black Bears come from, and this year they're reaching out like never before. With intramural games where anyone can play to raise money for cancer research, they are truly showing Bray Buff pride. Adrian Bravo has a sports feature on their previous intramural soccer game.
What up, Bray Buff? Today is Thursday, November 24th, 2011, and the intramural sports are back at SJB. Mr. Gwelly is at it again, running the annual event to help out those in need. Games will go on from 2:30 to 4 o'clock p.m., and all proceeds go to cancer research. So let's go take a look at some of the actions going on in the gyms.
Basically, the premise of hosting the intramurals was to raise money for cancer research. So by running floor hockey first, and now obviously soccer is going on, the idea was just to have students donate $2-3 per sport per athlete, and that way we start raising a little money over the entire year for it.
Personally, I love soccer, so coming here is like a privilege to me. after school, people come together, they have fun. It cannot be competitive or not competitive, whatever you want. Mostly people are just to have fun and have a good time.
So as we come towards the end of today's report, be sure to look up the annual intramural sports event every Mondays and Thursdays right here by gyms 1 and 2. If you want to find more information on different intramurals taking place this school year, go on our school website and follow the intramural sports link on our homepage. I'm Adrian Bravo, and you're watching BNN News.
Thank you, Adrian. And now it's time to honor a teacher who has inspired many. In our segment of Teacher Biography Spot, these teachers put countless hours not only into our schoolwork, but also our extracurricular activities. And for this reason, it is important to acknowledge them. This segment allows us to truly see who they are and where they come from. In today's episode, we'll be honoring Mr. Benelli, a man who made his scholarly self noticed.
Mr. Benelli has always been considered a philosopher, a genius, a social activist, and a friend. But what is the story behind this great man?
Peter Benelli was born on a crisp April morning in the late 1950s, deep in the east of Toronto. He was born to a French-Canadian woman and an Italian man. He grew to be a loving brother and role model to his younger sister. Benelli was an everyday Canadian boy, spending his winters playing hockey and his springs playing baseball and lacrosse. He spent his summers at the cottage by the lake that was handcrafted by his Uncle Matthew. He attended Gosford Public Elementary from kindergarten to grade 4. He then transferred to a newly constructed Catholic elementary from grades 5 and on, St. Augustine. Every Sunday he attended Mass as an altar boy, nurturing and embellishing his faith as a child to become the righteous man he is today.
In his adolescent years, Peter Benelli attended St. Basil's High School, where he developed his dream to become a police officer. His fight for social justice began at this young age and continues to thrive in his life today. His main influences were artists such as Jimi Hendrix, the Rolling Stones, The Doors, Bob Seger, and ZZ Top. At the tender age of 15, Benelli began working 2 jobs to save up for his first car. He spent his days at school and his nights working at the post office and the beer store. He did a work-study with the Armed Forces in grade 13 and spent a lot of time at the Air Force Base in Downsview. He attempted to become an MP, but was told that it was too dangerous for a student his age. Instead, he was sent to the fire department, then the sharpshooters, who offered him a position. Benelli declined the offer solely based on the fact that he would have to cut his hair. Peter Benelli attended several universities in which he achieved such academic degrees as a BA, BA Honors, Master's degree in History, Bachelor of Education, and a religion specialist. Sadly, these accomplishments did not compensate for his poor vision, and that brought his dream of becoming a cop to a halt.
Peter Benelli married his wife of 29 years, who he met in his first year of university. He is now the proud father of 3 handsome boys, Tim, Rob, and Paul. To support his family when it was still young, his wife suggested he become a teacher. He started out in elementary schools, but felt he would enjoy high school much more. He has been an unforgettable teacher to many for the last 9 years.
Mr. Benelli is an extremely intelligent man, also very passionate, and really, really funny. If I had to think of 3 words that explain Benelli, it would definitely start with intelligence, and then probably intelligence, and then probably followed by intelligence. Mr. Benelli gives a wisdom to our school that we sometimes unfortunately lack. He's got experience not just as a teacher, but as a real person of the world. Mr. Benelli is able to take his knowledge but then apply it to something that most of us don't have the experience doing. And really we need people like that. Teenagers lack experience, they lack wisdom, so they need to get it from someone. And that's where Benelli comes in. Mr. Benelli has got an amazing sense of humor. A dry, witty sense of humor that seems to go over some people's heads, but it's fantastic.
So who is this man today? Benelli is an extraordinary individual who contributes to society through charity, education, and his strong belief in putting others before himself. Some may think he owes it to his intellectual influences, such as Kurt Vonnegut and Mark Twain, but his real inspiration comes from his uncle Matthew. His uncle was a countryman and was the reason for Benelli's love of nature and the outdoors. Every year, Benelli visits the cottage by the lake from his childhood that his uncle built long ago. His beloved uncle and friend passed away only a few years back and requested that his ashes be spread over the lake waters, his one true love. Benelli will always remember his uncle as he pursues his new goals in life, such as completing his PhD and reading the stacks of books collecting dust in his basement.
Just the name Peter Benelli brings a smile to my face. There wasn't a time in the years that we worked together in the religious ed department that Peter didn't make me laugh, whether it was a quirky comment or whether it was just an unexpected observation about life, or just sometimes a bigger-than-life entry into the workroom. If he didn't have me laughing, he had me thinking, or he had me falling off my chair with my ribs hurting. So he was a great guy to work with, and even an observation about life. He saw the world, and I think he still sees the world, with a different set of eyes. He's observant, he's sensitive, and you would never know sometimes in that little sarcastic, comment that he sometimes make. He is such a caring and compassionate individual. And even sometimes with all my, linguistic abilities, I could never come up with some of the lines that, Peter would throw our way. I think the favorite line that I have is when he would say, of all the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. And that was characteristic of, some of the days that just didn't go right. As a professional colleague, I appreciate his giftedness, his absolute giftedness as a historian, as a philosopher, as an engaging and an inspiring teacher. As a team member, he's a keen collaborator. He's there for his teammates, he's there for his colleagues, whether it's contributing to the academic creativity of a course or just supporting a colleague who's working through an assignment or just there. He's the go-to guy as well. If you need something done in the workroom, Peter's the guy we go to. He's also someone that we trust, to share our lives with, that we trust to share moments that we struggle with, and he's the guy who will listen. He loves his family, he loves his cottage, he loves his truck, he loves creating things. There's another side of Peter that we don't often see, and I saw it at this year's Remembrance Day Assembly when he came in his full regalia as a Grand Knight. And he is a grand man. He is giving, he is, as I said, concerned about not only the students he teaches with, the people who enter his life, but he's also concerned about the greater community. And as a knight in the Knights of Columbus, he is giving of himself in service with Christ as the center of his being, because he's giving compassionately and generously of his time and his energies. I love the man. What can I say?
Peter Benelli will always be considered a philosopher, a genius, a social activist, and a friend, as he continues to affect the lives of each person who crosses his path.
Well, that concludes our broadcast for this segment. To see this program again or give us your reaction on any stories we've covered, visit us on the web at bnnonline.ca. On behalf of all reporters and videographers who make this show possible, thank you for watching. I'm Alex Sabat, and see you on the next edition of BNN.